Hello.
Hello from Wonder of the Seas.
Welcome. We just had to delay for a minute because the captain was making an announcement.
Just as we hit live.
So we had to pause for a second.
All those pesky people who do not do their muster drill the minute they get on board.
That's absolutely right. So we're in our cabin.
Yeah.
We're in the inside cabin this week. Next week on our other cruise, we're in a balcony room.
Yeah.
So we've been on board now since about 10:30 this morning. It's 3 o'clock.
So efficient.
It was phenomenal. So,
yeah.
And if you're joining us today, anybody's here, just chime in the chat and we'll respond to you as we go. Yeah. What's your initial thoughts so far on Wonder of the Seas?
Oh my gosh. It's as big as you think it's going to be. It is as glitzy and shiny as you think it's going to be. One thing is just a small thing, but the upstairs around the pool area has a lot more of a Caribbean vibe than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if you noticed that, like the coloring and the decorations, and it's lovely.
Well, there's 4 pools around the pool deck.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. We haven't seen half the ship yet.
I know.
We
did a lot of walking, but we haven't
had a chance to get all around. Yeah. So that's why we have 7 days on board to get to see everything. It'll be exciting.
I know.
But we've been, so far we drove into Port Canaveral. Yeah. We were staying in Florida with family, and the drive in, the one little thing we notice is driving through Central Florida, certainly there's a lot of traffic, and there can be times of the day when it's real busy. Yeah. We left early, so we had lots of time, but within an hour after our departure, someone was driving through the area, basically said there was a lot of traffic there. Yeah. So just timing to get to the port. Once you get to the port.
Oh my gosh, it was so fast. So very well signed, the actual port, the minute you enter the port area. So no matter what ship you're coming on, it's very, very well signed. Lots of room for the different ships. So it sounds crowded today. There are 4 ships in, but out of the 4, you're not near the other ones. So if you're going on Royal, then your area is just Royal. So it might sound super crowded to have a lot of ships in port, but it does not feel like that. No. Once you're maybe if you're parking in the garage, or if we're taking a shuttle, it might feel like that.
And we were just dropped off. So hello to Jackie. Welcome, hey. Jackie. First time joining us, but welcome. And so when we came to the port, it was like the check-in process so smooth. The drop-off, the way they do the lanes, come in and the porters being right there. It was phenomenal. Luggage, we were just pulled up to the curb. And porters grabbed the bags.
Yeah. Well, it took you a minute to get some cash out to tip because we weren't expecting it to be so fast.
It was so fast. Yeah. And then walked right into the terminal building through a couple of little checkpoints. Security was at the beginning, and that was fast.
Everyone's super friendly.
For thousands of people, this ship, I think 6,000-7,000 people. Yeah. It's amazing how quickly we were in. Yeah. And then once we actually went to the desk to get checked in, that was about 60 seconds. They scanned our CPAS cards. Mm-hmm. We went over to...
because we had done all the pre-stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So if you haven't already done so, watch our videos online about what you should do leading up to the cruise and checking in, and the day before your cruise or the day
doing
of.
Your health check.
Health check.
Before.
So.
Yeah.
But then we sat down. We were sat down for about 2 minutes.
If that.
And then we were on the ship, and our check-in time was at 11. So we came early thinking, okay, we'll get a chance to walk around and get a bit of
and not knowing about traffic, I think, was our issue too. Yeah.
But we were on 10:30. 10:29, we walked on the ship. Yeah. And so we've been on for quite a while. It's been good. So, what's your initial thoughts, though, some of the spaces around the ship?
I really loved the Central Park area, the promenade, the boardwalk. We're definitely going to want to explore because there's a lot to do besides the actual venue. There's a lot to do and see. I love that there's very obviously places set up for music, so it's going to be super entertaining. The balloon drop for tonight is already set up. We noticed that this morning. So there's a midnight balloon drop tonight. But it's very obvious that it's really entertaining to walk through those places. And it can really mean you can have a big crowd. It did not feel crowded.
No.
So people were carrying around their suitcases. People were having their strollers because everyone is just waiting for their rooms to open. Which is something we'll talk about after that we don't necessarily love. But even with that crowded space, it did not feel like, I don't know if I even had to say, excuse me, so sorry. It just, there was lots of room for everyone.
Yeah. And that's a difference here in Royal versus some other lines, and Celebrity is a great example. Yeah. When you board on Celebrity, whatever time you get on, you can go to your room, you can drop
they encourage you to.
Yeah, your cards are there. They want you to go to your room, drop your bags, and then go on about the ship. Let the room steward finish their cleanup because turnover day is real busy. Here on Royal, all the cabins were closed off until 1 o'clock. Yeah. And so people were, it was, as 1:45, it was quite, some spots were a little congested because people did
Absolutely.
have their carry-ons,
Yeah.
and they're just waiting to get to their cabins to drop them. And so that's a little difference, but I think with 6,000 people, it's probably why they do it.
Yeah, and I would imagine some people might bring on a little bit more than necessary, so it would be difficult for the room steward then to be able to clean around a pile of luggage. So
Yeah.
we just brought on a backpack and some sodas and stuff to drink during the week, but other than that, it was still kind of, carrying that around felt like you weren't really on board until you got into your room, even just for a minute.
And for lunch, we did
What was it called?
El Loco Fresh.
I was going to say El Polo Loco, but that was not right.
It
It's
was.
going to take me a few days to get organized.
So on board, there's, every ship has its buffet. This one's called the Windjammer.
Yeah.
It gets quite busy on day one, and there's a lot of free offerings. So there's Park Cafe, which is a ton of great options. We walked through to see that.
It looks really
There's
good.
Boardwalk hot dogs. There's Sorrento's Pizza. There's the Spa Cafe. And
I think you might have to pay for some things there. I'm not sure.
But most of it,
Oh, it was
a
open.
lot of offerings,
yes, absolutely.
And then up on deck 16, so the buffet's on deck 15. Deck 16 is El Loco Fresh, which is Mexican food. So they had burritos and nachos and tacos.
Great space. I thought it was just going to be a counter,
No.
but it's actually a restaurant. So you kind of went around the corner and lots of tables and not at all busy.
We sat down at noon and grabbed a bite to eat. It was great food, but there was plenty of seats. It wasn't crowded. It wasn't congested. So
and there was a bar there that you could order food and drink from.
Yeah. So, and what do you think of the drink so far on board?
Oh dear, I shouldn't have said there was a bar there. Okay, so since there has been drink packages every time we have sailed, since there has been the invention of drink packages on board cruising, we have taken advantage of them. When I say taken advantage, we have purchased them and thoroughly enjoyed them. Not only for alcoholic drinks, but for things like sodas and waters and juices. So we quite like to, coffees. So we really have enjoyed a drink package. We have decided, since we are doing back to back.
We're doing back to back. And this one, so we're doing an experiment. First time in 10 plus years, no drink package. And we're going to do the math on this week. And so there's a couple of things. One is because of our loyalty status on board, we're diamond status members with Royal. Yes. We get 4 free drinks a day anyway. Yes. And the drink
we don't need to feel like we need hydration packs or anything.
No, but it's already in the first couple of hours, it's a different vibe, because normally the first thing we would do is go to a bar and get a drink. This time we went and got something to eat. I'm feeling different already day one. So day 2, day 3. Could be a different feel. So
I'm very worried about Coco K tomorrow.
Our bill's going to be big.
But having said that, that's right. We can purchase drinks. It's not that because we don't have a drink package.
Absolutely.
You can still you can purchase them.
And that's the part of that's the experiment we have to do, is to see that the drink package here was going to be quite expensive. So time we converted to Canadian dollars is going to be almost $700.
And we are also cruising next week.
Yes. Well, it's her idea. We'll see. It might change how things go.
It's my idea until it might be a good idea.
If it was a good idea, yeah. But anyway, we'll see. So with 2 weeks back to back, we decided to do it on the first week, not on the second week. And we did do a couple things. We bought the water package. So we got 12 liters of water delivered to our room. And we did buy a coffee card. Yes. For our specialty coffee.
And we brought some soda on board.
We did. So but that's different. We haven't done that in a long time.
No, that's right.
More on that later in videos. We got a couple comments here. Jackie, is this ship the largest in the RCL fleet? It's the 3rd largest.
It is.
Up until 2 years ago, it was the largest. Now it's the Icon is the largest, and I think the Star is coming out in April or August.
And then there will be the Legend.
The Legend coming. So this one was the largest in the fleet until,
So this Wonder is part of the Oasis class of ships.
Yeah. And I think it's the last of the Oasis class.
I think so, yes.
So, but it's brand spanking new, and you can tell when you walk on the ship.
It feels very new.
Here in this, we're our inside cabin. We'll have some shots of that, in our different videos. But
so some things I think what I already noticed around mentioning it being a bit newer is the panels in the elevator. So they were all digital, which I quite like. And there's pictures.
Well, there's smart elevators too.
Yes.
So if you're going to a certain floor or whatever, you can do some of that. So.
We didn't really notice that today. We hadn't taken as many elevators, but we will, I'm sure, notice that now this evening. And then there are digital screens by those elevator banks that have a lot of information, which I quite appreciate as well, because I'm the kind of person who stands at the elevator and says, I'm not quite sure where I'm going. So I really love having some opportunity for that. And there were digital screens throughout the ship as well.
We got a comment from EMP 1877. Glad we're on board. Yes, we made it.
We did.
And quick time. It was so easy to get on, as we said. So And our plans for now. Where are we headed?
So now that we have our bags dropped off and we have settled, we are going to go explore a little bit more of the ship, because we kind of, when we were moving around, we had some stuff hanging off us. So
having a backpack and a bag. So now we're going to be a little more free. So we'll go to Sail Away, and then we're going to have dinner. Dinner tonight is in the... I think it's the Solarium Bistro. It's actually a free offering on board, but you make a reservation because it does get crowded. And so we're going to try as many of the food options on board as we can. And that one, we thought that would be a good place on night one before most people figure it out. So we're going to try it and see what happens.
And we do have a show booked.
And what's the show tonight?
Voices.
Okay, so we're going to a show.
Yeah. So that's one thing about Royal that other cruise lines, because of the size of the ship, not everyone can go to some of those shows. Yeah. So... about 90 days before your sail date, you can go in your app. You don't have to pay to reserve them, but you do need to go in and book your entertainment if there's things you particularly want to see. So, for example, if you want to stop by and watch karaoke tonight, you don't need to pre-book that. If there's a seat in the karaoke bar, off you go. But things like the ice show, the aqua show, you really should pre-book that. Again, you don't have to pay for it, but you do need to have a reservation. There is a wait list line, so people might book it and then for whatever reason not make their show, or so you can stand in that standby line. And I'm told that standby line actually moves quite easily because people might not necessarily know about having to need a reservation. So, but we do have reservations.
We'll figure it all out. It's our first Oasis Class Ship, so we're going to see what that's all about.
But that is for tonight as well. And we're going to really take in more of the ship, because I think, honestly, I felt very overwhelmed. I don't know about you.
And hello to Suzanne.
Hey, Suzanne.
Good to see you. I think you'd love the ship, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think she's been on Oasis.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that. So, you definitely love this ship, and it's brand new. So, first time I've seen a carousel on a ship. Honestly,
I'm very excited about the aqua show. So that's the...
Melanie's going to go zip lining.
I am. We saw that today. I am doing it. I'm doing the dry slide, the abyss, and I may do the water slide. I'll think about it.
Well, I want to see that. That's going to be fun.
I'm going to bring a camera if I do the dry slide.
So it should be fun. And our plans for tomorrow... Hello, Daryl. Good to see you.
Hey.
And tomorrow our plans are we're in Coco Cay. Yes. It's our first stop. We've been there once before. Yeah. And tomorrow, last time we did the tour of the island. Yeah. And we went to South Beach, which was really nice in the floating bar. And tomorrow we're going to try Chill Beach.
Because you wanted to do some snorkeling.
Yeah, there's better snorkeling over that way. So lots of fish and stuff.
I will hold our seats and make sure no one takes them while you enjoy snorkeling, and I might have a book with me.
We'll do the beach, and then we're going to try the big Oasis pool, I think it is, which is the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean. So we're going to try that.
And I think there's 2 ships in there tomorrow.
We're the first. We're in at 7, so by 7:05 we'll be off. We always get up early and go. We beat the crowds, and the weather forecast for tomorrow is around 1 o'clock. It's supposed to
have some
thunder, lightning, rain, wind. So, and Coco Cay is known, if weather is not great, it can turn bad. So we're gonna get the most of the day while we can, and if the weather doesn't change, fine, we'll have more time.
Yeah.
And in the afternoon, it's always good to get back on the ship and see.
I know. Well, because it's the first day, I feel like there's gonna be so much we haven't seen and haven't enjoyed. So we'll definitely want to do that.
Daryl says, Cruise Melanie is here. Yes, she is. But she hasn't had her strawberry daiquiri yet. So that's what we got to go take care of.
That's the official first drink that I have every cruise.
And Danielle says, hey, friends.
Hi.
Hello, Danielle. And one thing I just took about an hour or so out of our normal schedules trying to figure out the technology piece, because we weren't sure if the Wi-Fi was going to support doing this. We walked around the ship and looked for a location to do it out on deck, but there's noise and music and stuff everywhere, so we really didn't see anywhere to do this yet. But at least now I figured out the technology hookups with our mics and the camera and stuff.
And maybe we could share some little live clips on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we will. So I think actually that's Melanie wants to do a live on Facebook, because we couldn't do both feeds at the same time. We intended originally to do Facebook and YouTube live at the same time.
But the internet is great here.
The internet is great, but in order to get the streaming speeds that you need through our software, we didn't have it inside here. So we'll probably do a little short live on Facebook at Sail Away.
Just to maybe show some of the spaces.
Show some of the spaces and do some of the party Sail Away. So
I'm really looking forward to the live music. Royal Caribbean has fantastic entertainment, fantastic bands, fantastic everything. So the shows and the entertainment are going to be exceptional on such a big ship.
And we have Lisa, welcome from Ottawa, Canada. Looking forward
Hey.
to hearing what you have to say about RCL. We're celebrity fans, and we are celebrity fans as well.
Too.
So we've done Liberty of the Seas about a year ago,
and Jewel a number of years ago.
Jewel, we did Jewel a couple times in the past. So yeah, we're interested to see what the two sister companies are like. There's definitely more families and kids on this ship.
Yeah.
And even we ended up on the Celebrity Reflection one time during spring break. There were 700 kids on board.
That's right.
I'm guessing there's going to be 2,700 kids on the ship.
Yeah. But the spaces that we saw, the outdoor water park area looks incredible. No wonder families want to come on here. And there's a lot of venues that are very family friendly. So I can totally understand why this class of ship is really lovely for multi-generational families, because there's something for everyone. Even in the promenade, there are so many different places to go see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jackie says, have a great cruise. She sails away next Sunday, Miami, on the NCL Encore. So
Nice.
yeah, that's going to be a great cruise. Actually, originally I think we were looking at the Encore for this week.
Yeah.
And we ended up on the Wonder. So yeah, you'll have to tell us what the Encore is like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and anyway, thanks for joining us today. We're going to pop off. We need to get out and see some of the ship. So we just want to do a real quick live, say hello to anybody who was there. We'll have lots of video from this week. We got lots of video already. We'll share more, and we may, depending on technology, we may get a few lives, different platforms as we go.
And we'll have more time since we don't have the drink
package. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have a lot of comments on that experience, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, it's we got to get up and get a drink. I need a mojito. You need
I need a daiquiri.
You need a daiquiri.
And we need to go enjoy the ship.
We need to get out on the ship. So, hello, Nicole. Yes, you absolutely love the Oasis class. So it's a great ship. So we're gonna sign off, folks. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be on Facebook Live probably an hour or so.
On Dockside Travel.
On Dockside Travel. So we'll try to go live from there just when we're walking around the ship. And
it's a little easier to do it when you're out around on Facebook.
And we can do it on our phones. So
yes.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.